Hello, Crypto Wisers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your old friend Milton here. Got a video for you today about one of my favorite projects. Now, if you're an OG Crypto Wiser, you've been watching this channel from the very beginning, you'll know one of my very first videos I ever made was on the one and only, that's right, Thorchain. That's this video right here. Is this the god of altcoins? At that time, I thought maybe I was a little late on Thorchain. I think I got in just under $1. It was still the beta version of Thorchain on BEP2. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it out. Been hearing a lot of good things about it. And thank God I did, because I added some liquidity to Thorchain back then, and it has been one of my best plays. Now, this last little bull trend we've been on, you could say that Thorchain kind of kicked it off, because it really kind of led the market in terms of having a big pop in price action. And I'm going to talk about that, but I'm also going to be talking about the ecosystem that is being built on Thorchain and for Thorchain. And one of those projects is ThorWallet Dex. This is a mobile wallet for Thorchain. It's a pretty amazing project. So I'm going to be talking all about them and giving an update on Thorchain in today's video. Before we get into it, do me a favor, of course, smash that like button. Guys, you got to smash the like button. I know we haven't been making many videos here Cryptowise, so please smash the like button to remind people that we're here, and Marvin and I are back. We're going to be making a lot of videos in the coming months. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are not already and hit that notification bell. And over on Twitter, guys, we had to start a new Twitter account. We had so many scammers pretending to be us. They're still out there, so be very careful. These guys are scamming people every day. But we had to start this new account. Our last one got suspended when we tried to get rid of the scammers. Unfortunately, the powers that be at Twitter, the idiots that they are, they suspended us instead of our scammers. But we have now added our NFT avatar here. So how do you know that it is the official Cryptowise Twitter? Because you'll see the diamond shape NFT. Now, a lot of our scammers have our NFT as their avatar, but theirs is a circle because it's not an official NFT. Ours, you know, because of this diamond shape. So please follow us at Cryptowise Guys. At Cryptowise Guys, make sure you're following us there. All right, guys, it's time. Let's talk some Thorchain and ThorWallet Dex. All right, Thorchain, what is it? I'm not going to go into huge detail about Thorchain itself, but if you're new to Thorchain, if you haven't heard about it, essentially it is a blockchain. It's built on the Cosmos Tendermint technology, so it is compatible with all the other Cosmos chains. But what makes it very special is that it allows for cross-chain transfers or exchanges, especially number one, Bitcoin, okay, native Bitcoin. It is one of the very few projects where you can trade native Bitcoin, so not wrapped Bitcoin, okay? So if you go to Uniswap or any of the Ethereum-based dexes, you're swapping for wrapped Bitcoin if that's what you're getting. So here, you can swap native Bitcoin for an Ethereum token, or for BNB token, or for Dogecoin. So it is a blockchain that is essentially a cross-chain DEX. That's what makes it so special. But because it's a layer 1 blockchain, it allows for people to build on it, create dApps for it, and we're seeing a really thriving ecosystem come into Thorchain and for the Rune token. So Thorchain's native token is Rune, and basically it's built so that it can create this huge pool of liquidity for cross-chain liquidity. And it has what is called a deterministic value. So if you hear people talking about the Rune deterministic value, this is what it means here. If 80% of the circulating Rune gets locked into Thorchain liquidity pools, by the economic design, Rune's market cap should be a minimum of 3x the value of all the non-Rune assets locked into Thorchain liquidity pools, whether that's Bitcoin, ETH, BNB, etc., etc. So the more Rune holders provide liquidity with their Rune, the more accurate deterministic Rune becomes. Right now, 69% of Rune is locked into those pools. So like any other DEX, like Uniswap, whatever, Thorchain is essentially a bunch of different pools, liquidity pools. Half of the pool is in Rune, half of it's in the other token, even if it's a different chain. Obviously, Rune is on Thorchain. You're going to have BTC on the Bitcoin network. You're going to have ERC20 tokens on Ethereum. It doesn't matter what that other token, what network that other token is on. You match it with Rune, and that becomes the liquidity pool, which people can trade off of. All right, so let's take a quick look at the price of Rune, where it's at, where it's been, what's going on with it. Okay, now when I say it really kick-started this last bull trend, well, that is right around, close that, right around here, okay, at $4. It was getting close to its kind of short-term lows, and we'll talk about that in a second. But just, you know, early March, so we're talking a month ago, it was at $4. It went from $4 to over $12. And then in this latest pullback in the last couple of days, we're seeing it kind of have this pullback, which is perhaps an opportunity to get in if you did miss this pump, okay? But it didn't get too far. It went below $9 quickly, but it's bouncing off of that. We see it's almost back up at $10. So it's a couple of bucks down from the 12 it was at. Now its all-time high was actually all the way back here. It was in May of 2021 before we saw that big pullback. And it went over 21 bucks for a few seconds there. And then look at this crazy red candle that we saw here. So what happened was they launched the mainnet, and they've been testing the mainnet. They slowly allowed liquidity to build on the mainnet, and we saw a couple of hacks of the mainnet back here in 2021, and that really crashed the price down. So as I mentioned in my original video, I got back into Thorchain originally around here, November 2020-ish. But it was around 90 cents or so, if I remember correctly. And so I went from 90 cents up to 20 something. I took some profits along the way, and then the crash happened, and then it got hacked again, and it went all the way back down to about $3. And I actually, this is one of those rare times, I actually timed this pretty well. I believed in it so much. I knew that these hacks were just temporary challenges for the chain, and that the team kind of not that they expected the hacks, but they were prepared. They were just testing this chain out. And so I bought back a bunch pretty much close to the low here, and I've been riding it ever since. And now I have it in the Thorchain liquidity pools. So unless another hack happens, something major happens, I really don't see us revisiting these lows here, because as we said, the price of Rune is really based on how much of it is locked into the liquidity pools. And if we look on DeFi Llama, you know, the liquidity is just going through the roof. Okay, total locked liquidity now is over 500 million, the most it's ever been. A lot of great people talk about Rune, follow Rune on Twitter. One of our buddies out there, Bull Sonder, he tweets a lot about Rune. And here, this was only 11 hours ago, he tweeted this chart here, which shows the liquidity up over the 500 million mark, but also the volume. We're seeing huge daily volume here. And a big part of this was that UST and Luna were added to Thorchain, and that was a big play. Obviously, Luna is doing amazing things right now, and UST is a hugely popular stablecoin now, and now it's available on Thorchain. And the thing about adding liquidity to Thorchain is you can get some really great APYs right now. For me, no brainer to have my Rune being utilized as part of liquidity pools. So I'm in there with a few different pools right now and looking to get into even more. All right, so let's talk a bit more about the ecosystem that's being built on Thorchain, because Thorchain is really just the underlying tech of it is just this blockchain, and the expectation is that others will utilize that to build different dApps. So there are various interfaces and ways to use Thorchain. If you go on to thorchain.org, they've got a bunch of the ones here that are already out, and they kind of explain what each of them is. Today, I'm focusing in on ThorWallet, okay? ThorWallet. It is a mobile wallet right now, although they are going to be coming out with a web version of it in the next 4 to 6 weeks, I believe. But if you're looking to interact with Thorchain, ThorWallet is an amazing option for you because it's super easy to use, great interface, and they continue to build on it every day. As it says here, ThorWallet Dex, the only non-custodial wallet to swap native crypto assets. So it's also a decentralized wallet. Just so you know, there's no KYC to use ThorWallet. And because it's built on Thorchain, you're getting the ability to swap native crypto assets. So again, you can swap BTC for ETH, vice versa, not wrapped, actual native assets. But you can also add to the liquidity pools through ThorWallet. So right now you can get over 18% on your BTC if you add it to the BTC pool. And we'll talk more about that and all the various options to you using ThorWallet Dex. So as I said, it's a mobile app and it's available for Apple or Android right now. I have the Apple version going. That's what I use. Don't at me, folks. Don't at me. I know a lot of people are anti-Apple, think Android's way better, but what can I say? Nilty, still an Apple guy over here. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about ThorWallet. I think these kind of DeFi, decentralized wallets, mobile wallets, web browser wallets, this is a really exciting advancement in crypto. If you've been in crypto, like me for a long time, you've been waiting for tools like this in the space. All right, ThorWallet calling itself the Robinhood of DeFi. They want to be user-friendly. They want to be mainstream, basically a very easy to use, beautiful looking app to bring DeFi in the palm of your hands. And they're really doing it. I think deciding to build on Thorchain is ingenious, so I really love where this project's going. So essentially, you download the app. In that app, you can swap, cross-chain swap, and you can earn right in the app. So you can earn interest on your native assets either through providing liquidity, basically into the Thorchain liquidity pools, or through borrowing and lending, which isn't there yet, but is coming soon. Okay, to give you a sense of what the app looks like, just in their pitch deck here, and they've got a few photos here. Here you can see it. It's actually a very great, beautiful UI. I really dig it. Here's the swapping demo. It's got the Thorchain kind of branding, but they've done a really good job in terms of usability here. And this is so the swapping mechanism in the app works great and super easy to use. The wallet itself, really easy to download, like any other decentralized wallet. It's very much a competitor or an alternative to Trust Wallet. And originally I got into Trust Wallet because I could put my Rune on there from Binance on the BEP2 chain. But now that the Thorchain mainnet has launched and we got native Rune, I'd much rather have a wallet that is native to Thorchain than using Trust Wallet. So that's why I'm checking out ThorWallet. Here you can see what it looks like if you're doing the pooling of your assets to get the APRs. And here's a look at the founding team. I won't go into them in detail here. I'll let you do your own research on these guys. But you got Marcel Robert Harmon. He's the co-CEO with Peach Zeizig, working out of Switzerland, which is a great hub for a lot of amazing crypto projects. All right, so that's what the project is, DeFi wallet built on Thorchain. So what's the dealio here, okay? What's the next level? Well, like Trust Wallet and some of the other ones, the Thorchain Wallet Dex has its own token. The token is the TGT Token, and basically you get rewarded different things based on how much of that TGT token you own and are staking. So they've got the standard plan. If you don't actually stake any TGT, no problem. You can still use the wallet, download it. You don't actually need to own any TGT for that. But if you end up staking 5,000, you get put up to the community plan. You save on a bunch of fees and you get other premium features. And then if you stake 50,000 or more, you're part of the Community Plus plan where you have zero liquidity fees, zero trading fees, and even more premium features. All right, so let's take a look here at the TGT token. So sitting at just over 3 cents right now, like most of the market, it's down a little bit over the last couple of weeks. We see it launched in late 2021, and like most tokens, on launch, it has a pump and then a dump, but the timing for the token wasn't the best, obviously, as the market, basically right when it launched, the market has been in a bear trend this whole time. But as we see here in the last few weeks, as the market's been pushing up, so has the TGT token. And we've got, you see the volume here coming in, which is great to see. So the token is an ERC20 token. It's available on SushiSwap and Thorchain, obviously. It's also available in AEX. Not sure what that is. Available in the app too. If you send other assets to your app, you can then swap for some TGT. Let's take a deeper dive into the tokenomics here. So this is the full tokenomics spreadsheet of the TGT token. It's got a max supply of 1 billion tokens. Some of you out there, if you know a lot about Thorchain, you'll know about Thor Starter, which is the launchpad for Thorchain projects. They launched their token on that. That sold out in seconds, really. They did 3 rounds of private investing. So most of the private tokens are out in circulation. A lot of them are, at least, and that's something that you always want to keep in mind when you're looking at investing in some of these altcoins, is what price did the private sale people get in on, and how much of their token do they actually have. Now, because we're in a bear trend right now, you're actually getting the token right now, if you got it, pretty close to private sale prices anyway. And that's the case with a lot of these altcoins right now. And that's what I really like to look. I'm kind of been picking up bags of some of these projects that I would have been interested in going in on the private sale for, but now I'm getting it pretty much at private sale prices without a lockup at all, which is always great. Another good thing here about the tokenomics is kind of like Binance, they're planning a lot of buyback and burn. So they've already done one. They bought back 1.14 million TGTs and burnt them. So that's good to see. And that just happened earlier this month, April 2nd, they tweeted this. Obviously deflationary, way more bullish than inflationary. All right, the other thing to keep in mind with these apps and these wallets and stuff, you want to make sure that these projects are continually working, improving on things. You need to be confident that the team is very active with a strong vision for growth, because it's going to be highly competitive for these wallets. And so you want to stay on top of what's going on, what is their vision, both in the short term and the long term. Thankfully, ThorWallet did do an AMA yesterday, so I thought I'd just go through this quickly to kind of highlight some of the major things that they're working on. First of all, they surpassed 21,000 downloads, which is pretty great. And they've got 5,600 active users, which is pretty great for a DeFi wallet. That is, Thorchain still very niche. I think that's going to change over the next year or two. But right now, obviously, Thorchain big in crypto, but not in the mainstream. So pretty impressive in terms of the numbers. And they did just win this prize, which is a Startup World Cup winner in a competition in Dubai. So that's nice to see. They've updated their staking and LP rewards. So you can do single side staking with the TGT, and for that you'll get about 12.5%. But you can get over 80% APY if you add liquidity to TGT and the Rune liquidity pool. So that would be the liquidity pool right in Thorchain, and they're offering over 80% APY for that, which is pretty great. They just launched this version 1.2, so super early here, version 1.2, and they've already gone this far, which is awesome to see. So part of version 1.2 is they went live with what they're calling mission rewards. They've basically gamified using the app. This is it here, reward missions inside the app. If you download the app, you'll see this. Basically, they'll reward you just for using the app. And this will keep people engaged, hopefully keep people kind of using the app, doing different things on it. So you see here, if you did a single swap of 1,000 USD value, you earn a certain amount of rewards. And then there's all these missions. The missions are updating all the time. There's new missions, the missions you've completed. So I think this is a very cool idea to keep people engaged. Because what happens a lot of the times with these apps, if you have a bunch of different wallets, people don't use them and whatnot, but obviously that kind of gamified DeFi. I'm big into gamified DeFi, and I'm going to be talking a lot about that on the channel over the next few weeks. We're seeing it in all sorts of different ways, and interesting to see it here, kind of in a very simple use case, but in a mobile wallet, having this kind of, reason to go and do things and get rewarded for that. So, and as you can see, the UI in the app is actually really cool. Here's the available missions right now. Swap 1,000, multiple swaps, 5,000, multiple swaps, 15,000. So you basically, as they keep adding these missions, you'll be able to earn more and more rewards. You're also able on the app to trade the Thorchain synthetics assets already. That's something Thorchain just added recently, were synthetic assets. You can already swap those in the app, which is very cool. They did the burn. So this one, obviously, you guys are going to know that I'm going to be a big fan of this. So they're integrating both Moonriver and Moonbeam. So they want to offer other networks outside of Thorchain on the app. They're going to start with EVM compatible chains, and they're starting with Moonbeam and Moonriver. You guys know I'm a huge Polkadot guy. I love both Moonriver and Moonbeam, so awesome to see that Mover and Glimmer are going to be incorporated in the ThorWallet Dex. That's awesome. And everyone's favorite, Luna and UST, they are coming very fast to ThorWallet Dex as well. Obviously, you got Luna and UST now on Thorchain, so they're going to be in the app. And as I mentioned earlier, they are doing a web-based version, which I like. I actually really like the web-based wallets. I like having my mobile apps as well, but I also like having the web version as well. So good to see that coming. And they did tweet a little preview here. As you can see, that's what it's going to look like on the web-based app. They're going to be integrating Terra Luna blockchain, and this is pretty exciting, Anchor integration for UST deposits. So those of you who are super into Luna and have your UST staked on Anchor, getting that 20% APY on your stablecoin, pretty delicious. Well, you're going to be able to do that right on ThorWallet eventually. So that's pretty exciting too. So anyway, guys, I think this is a really cool project. For me, it's just exciting when, you get into Thorchain about a year ago, you have high hopes for it, and then to watch the ecosystems grow. And we're seeing that on all these different chains, Avalanche and Solana and Polkadot and Kusama now. Well, you're seeing that on Thorchain. And this is one of the projects that I really like on Thorchain, this ThorWallet Dex. I'm going to be talking more about Thorchain, a little sneak peek for you. It is one of my layer ones that I want in my basket of layer ones. So I was talking about this in my last video. I'm really kind of figuring out, okay, what are the layer ones I need to own? Thorchain is definitely on that list, as are a lot of other Cosmos chains. But Thorchain 100% is on that list for me, must own layer one. And ThorWallet and the other projects that are building in the space, the community for Thorchain is amazing. Some of my favorite people in crypto are really big into Rune, and you can see the support for Thorchain. And as the liquidity and the volume rise, that's going to bring a lot of value not only to Rune, but to the other projects like ThorWallet Dex. All right, guys, as always, give us a comment. What did you think of the video? What do you think of Thorchain? Are you in it? Are you in Rune yet? Have you been looking for a way to get in? And is ThorWallet Dex perhaps your way into Rune? Because it is a very easy, user-friendly app. So definitely let Marvin and myself know, what do you think of Thorchain? What do you think of ThorWallet Dex? One last reminder, make sure you're following us on Twitter at Cryptowise, guys. Make sure you look for our diamond-shaped avatar. It's a new account, so really appreciate it if you guys go over there and follow us. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. It's so great to be back. So much exciting stuff happening in crypto. So make sure you are tuned in to Cryptowise. I'm Milton. Until next time, over and out.